What's going on, guys? This is Ryan with Darkseid Outpost, and Zack Snyder, hashtag release the Snyder Cut, has dropped another picture on Vero, this time of something that we've all been waiting to see, and that is Darkseid. But of course, this is before he was Darkseid. This is when he was Uxas. This is before he became the Darkseid that we know. This is when Uxas was on Earth, because in Zack Snyder's version, in the war scene, the flashback scene where they're remembering the war when the Atlanteans and the humans and the Amazons from Themyscira all joined forces to fight off Steppenwolf, it was actually Darkseid that they were trying to fight off in the original cut, because Darkseid was much more prevalent rather than just a mention in Zack Snyder's cut. Now, whether you enjoy Zack Snyder's DCEU or not, there's no doubt that what happened with Justice League was a great departure from the direction of the DCEU, and it ended up in just kind of chopped to bits movie that didn't really make sense with what came before it. And Zack Snyder's been dropping hints. We got another one with the first image of Uxas, and I can go ahead and show you a little better image right here of him basically clearing the field during this battle scene. Which is pretty crazy. Somebody actually did a colorized version too, which I think looks pretty cool. There you go. That's someone's attempt to colorize it, which is pretty neat. But then also he talked a lot about his actual role and what the actor shot. He talked a little bit about that on Vero, answered some questions, and Ray Porter came out and said similar things. So here you go. Darkseid actor shot all of his Justice League scenes, confirms Zack Snyder. As demand for the Snyder Cut of Justice League continues to grow, Zack Snyder confirms that Ray Porter completed his work on the film as Darkseid. Zack Snyder has confirmed he completed his work. The ongoing grassroots push for Snyder's original version of the superhero ensemble began almost immediately after the movie's theatrical release in November 17. And now remember when Release the JJ Cut was a thing for like 3 days a couple weeks ago, and it's just over now? People are done with it? People will never be done with Zack Snyder's Release the Snyder Cut. When it became clear that the film's notorious reshoots had drastically diverged the film from Snyder's original plan. However, during the closing months saw the topic of Snyder Cut simply explode. The 2-year anniversary especially brought the issue to major public and media attention. This is basically just talking about how Gal Gadot, Ben Affleck, so many people were calling for Release the Snyder Cut, and Snyder's done plenty to accelerate that demand. In Snyder's latest tease, which features an image of Darkseid, known at this point in the film as Uxas, in the history lesson. And again, this history lesson was supposed to be like 5 times longer than what we got. It was supposed to be a whole scene of him fighting the old gods. Specifically when asked, oh, here we go. The director also confirms that Ray Porter completed his role as DC's supreme villain. Specifically when asked in the comments if Porter had done motion capture or simply done ADR, Snyder responded he did motion capture as well. Additionally, when asked by another fan if Porter had completed all of his voice work, Snyder matter-of-factly replied, yes. Clear teases were made towards Darkseid's role in Justice League in Batman vs. Superman, especially in Lex's final warning to Batman in the movie. He's hungry, he's found us, and he's coming. However, Darkseid, along with many other characters, was completely AWOL, other than that one mention, like I talked about when Steppen said, for the Unity for Darkseid. However, among many other deviations of the theatrical version made from Snyder's vision, it is now known that Snyder had major plans for Darkseid as well. And again, based on what we've heard, at the end, that they kill Steppenwolf as Darkseid is coming to the planet to like kind of take him back. There were a couple different things I heard. One was that Darkseid actually takes him back and executes him. Then another one that they shot and that actually Zack Snyder showed a picture of is Aquaman stabbing Darkseid, Superman come and punch it, or sorry, not Darkseid, Steppenwolf, Superman come and punching him, and then Wonder Woman beheading him, which would have been absolutely badass as well. News of Ray Porter's casting the first role broke last spring, with Snyder offering tacit confirmation. Porter, meanwhile, would offer a tease of Darkseid's voice in advance of last year's Project Comic-Con, which endeavored to raise awareness for the Snyder Cut at 2019 Comic-Con. With the presence of the ultimate force of evil, being one of the major factors driving the ever-increasing demand for its release, news that Porter completed the necessary work to bring the character to life in live action is sure to be music to the ears of everyone eager to see the Snyder Cut. At this point, any objective analysis of the Snyder Cut situation can only conclude that the issue has long since penetrated the mainstream. Just ask Subway. Though Warner Brothers has yet to announce any plans for its release, public interest and media attention for it continues to erupt with each social media tease. Absolutely, and it's not slowing down. It's simply not. And I think that even people who don't like Zack Snyder's DCU, a lot of people are like, let's just see it at this point. It's been so long and there's so many people that want to, which like I said, I enjoyed what his vision was for the DCU a lot more than what we got with Justice League. And now that they're doing this Flashpoint movie, it does seem like they're getting ready to reset a lot of things in the DC universe already, with not a whole lot of setup. And kind of speaking of that, since we're on that topic anyway, we're talking about the DCU. I talked about it on my channel here, Ezra Miller's cameo in Crisis on Infinite Earths CW. Just confirms that all of this DCEU is really, really connected. He made that appearance next to Grant Gustin as the Flash. They were both as Barry Allen. And actually, like I showed in my video, and I'll go ahead and link it up here, he actually gets his name, the Flash, because he's not actually referred to that in Justice League yet. He gets his name from Barry Allen, or from Grant Gustin's Barry Allen when he says, "I'm the Flash." Oh, I like that name. So it's interesting how really closely they are connecting these things. It's only about a minute cameo, but go ahead and take a look at that video if you do get a chance. But yeah, I mean, that Ezra Miller is one of the only decisions Zack Snyder made casting wise that I'm really not on board with. But you know, it's all right to have one, and a lot of people like him. I just personally don't like him as Barry Allen. I do think that he would make a great like Bart Allen, like Impulse. I think he's almost perfect for that role. I just really don't like the portrayal. But with that being said, you know, Zack Snyder was asked about some of the things that Ezra Miller said in Justice League. Specifically, and I'll pull it up right here, there's a Vero post that said, hey, that line where Barry Allen's like, I've never done battle before, I've basically just gone and pushed people. Zack Snyder's response to that was, what the F? You know, because that is clearly, he had nothing to do with writing that, and it doesn't sound like something he would write. You know, even in Suicide Squad, we saw him taking down Captain Boomerang. And this was, you know, not that much longer before Justice League came out, but they couldn't keep that continuity. Justice League was just a mess all around. And before I forget, I'm all scatterbrained. Zack Snyder did say in this, Uxas clearing the defenders of Earth from the anti-life equation. He better look out for David Thewlis. And of course, that is the actor who played Ares in the Wonder Woman film. So he was going to be there in Zack Snyder's cut of Justice League as Ares. We were going to see much grander battle between the new gods and the old gods. So it would have been so cool. We saw a little bit with Zeus there, but I think that for me, I want so badly to see this cut, to see what it would have been. And even if you are not a big Zack Snyder fan, I think you can see that what Warner Brothers did was a panic move. And there's a lot of reasons, I'm not going to get into it today, a lot of reasons that Warner Brothers panicked about Zack Snyder's Justice League, about the Snyder Cut. But I really hope that we get to see it some point this year. I'm hoping it be announced. I have faith that HBO Max will one day have it. We will see. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Were you interested to see this first image, this still of Darkseid, of Uxas, before he was technically Darkseid, to show that he was in fact in Zack Snyder's cut of Justice League? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, share this video, ring the bell for notifications. We'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching, everyone, and a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.